Okay, welcome to Unit 5. Before I go into the rhythm section, I want to talk a little bit about some theory stuff. All right, and the first thing I want to talk about is how to form a triad. Now, I'm going to teach you two separate ways of forming a triad. Okay, so let's start with the first way. The first way to form a triad is, if we're going to do a C major triad, is to just start with the C major 5-finger scale. And remember, start on a note, go up a whole step, go up another whole step, go up a half step, right? That's a half step, and then one more whole step. That is your C major 5-finger triad. All right, now think about, what is a triad? A triad, T-R-I, means 3. A triad is a 3-note chord. A 7th chord, or block chord, is a 4-note chord. But we're going to deal with triads for right now. So now if we take that C major 5-finger pattern and we number the notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? If we play 1, 3, and 5 at the same time, that gives us our C major triad. Now, to make it minor, all we got to do is take the 3rd and flat the 3rd. Okay? And you can see that's also 1, 3, and 5 from our C minor 5-finger pattern. Okay? So the only difference between major and minor in the 5-finger pattern is flattening the 3rd. Okay, it's just the 3rd. Now when we do the whole scale, there are some differences between major and minor besides the 3rd. But in the first 5 notes, the only difference between major and minor is that 3rd. 3rd becomes flatted. Okay, so let's try doing some more triads. Well, let's try doing A. Okay. We start by figuring out the A major 5-finger scale. So there's a whole step. We need to go another whole step. And then we could go a half step and then one more whole step. So there's A major 5-finger scale. We number the notes, 1, 3, 5, play them together. There we go. To do it in the left hand, it's 5, 3, and 1. Okay? There's your A major triad. Let's try doing a more difficult one, like say E flat. Put your thumb on E flat. Now if you're going to do the scale, the 5-finger scale, it's okay to just use all 5 fingers like we've been doing, but if you're going to do the whole scale, you wouldn't put your thumb on a black note like that. But since we're just doing the 5-finger scale, it's okay for right now. So start on E flat, go up a whole step, go up another whole step, go up a half step, and go up one more whole step. So let me move my fingers out of the way. It's E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. And if we take 1, 3, and 5, 1, 3, 5, we get E flat, G, and B flat. And we do that all with one hand. Okay? E flat, G, and B flat. That's E flat major triad in the left hand. And you see, you gotta like kind of get your finger in there, like now my finger, you can see it's real tight. But if you grab at the notes, you're able to grab and get your fingers in there, right? Now to do minor, minor is very simple. It's all black notes. Just flat the 3rd. Okay. So if you want a couple of different ways of practicing these triads, let me do it on C. One is, just practice them one hand, okay? Practice them hands together as well. Go through all the different triads, okay? All right? Now you can arpeggiate them. Right? And all arpeggiate means is to break them up. You can arpeggiate one into the other. You can also cross your hand over. So do something like this. Let me start down here. Left hand over. Now if you throw the pedal down there, right, the sustain pedal, I'll hold the pedal down for the whole thing. It's a nice sound, except for that little flub up there at the top. It's a nice sound though if I do it on D. Okay? It's a very nice kind of flowing, classical, traditional kind of sound. right? And then, you can use that within your pieces of music. You can use that as an ending of a song, okay? If it's in major, just you know, and you're song like that. All right, so that's major triads and minor triads. Let's do one more, B. B is kind of sometimes a little bit difficult. So let's start with the thumb on B. Let's go up a whole step. Let's go up another whole step. Do a half step, right, at E, and then one more whole step. And then play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, and 5. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. So the other thing you can do is you can also solfege your triads. And then to make it minor, do, me, sol, me, do. Right? And that's me, right? The flatted third. Now, let me briefly give you an introduction to inversions. I'll end up talking about this more in the Book 2 DVD, but here's our root position. Okay, if we take this bottom note C and we bring it up to the top, we get that, and we're going to play that all with one hand. Okay, this is what we call first inversion. And see the fingers that I'm using? And then if we do the same thing again, bring this up there, this is what we call second inversion. Okay, so G, C, and E, and then finally back to root position. There's only 2 inversions for triads. So we have root position, which is not an inversion, then we have first inversion and second inversion. Root position, first inversion, second inversion, and then back to root position. Okay? 7th chords have 3 inversions, but we're not dealing with 7ths just yet, but just so you know. All right, so that's the music theory that I wanted to go. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me just show you the inversions in the left hand, just so you have that fingering. So that's pinky, middle, thumb, and then the first inversion is still pinky, middle, thumb. The second inversion is pinky, second finger, thumb, and then pinky, middle, thumb. And these fingerings are the same no matter what chord you're doing. Right? They're the same for minor as well. Okay, major and minor share the same fingering. And then even if you're doing like on a black key, it's still pinky, middle, thumb, pinky, second finger, thumb. Okay? And remember, this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs are always 1. Okay, pinkies are always 5.